All right. Now moving on to the Eastern Conference, we have the we moving on to the Eastern Conference, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. There we go. And the Orlando Magic going up in the 4-5 matchup. I struggled a bit in pronouncing the teams' names, and that's because this series is looking like it's going to be a struggle between two teams that are gritty, tough, defensive-minded teams. They don't score a lot, but the one thing they do is defend. So Donovan Mitchell going up against Paolo Banchero. Matt, what do you think?
Did you say doo doo on the podcast?
I unintentionally, but yes, I did say that.
Okay, I think this is the make or break Evan Mobley moment. Paolo Banchero, he's the guy that you need to lock up. He's the best guy for the Magic. He's going to be. I'm so excited to see him in the playoffs. Like truly so excited as number one pick in his sophomore year, being one of the best team players on this Magic team. He's going to have some moments. He's going to be gritting hard, but Evan Mobley, it's your job to live up to the hype and simply put, log his ass down. I don't think many people can guard 6'10", 250 pounds when you got a handle of like a hoops fix sixth grader or something like that who's just got mixtapes. But we here, super excited to have a healthy Cavaliers team finally. Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland able to share the court. They haven't had a lot of that time recently. Obviously, Donovan's been out and Darius has been out for significant stretches. But it's going to be interesting. Obviously, there's a lot of guard defenders. You know, you've got Jalen Suggs, who's in all defensive teams at the moment. At least discussions. We'll see what the ballots say, but it's definitely going to be gritty. And there's not going to be a lot of 3-point shooting outside of Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell.
Yep. And one thing about the Magic is the way they play and the way they've been winning this season. They're one of the lower scoring teams in the NBA, but they really just try to muck things up as much as possible on the defensive end. And because they do that, they have a lot of these like 6'10 lanky and versatile guys. The problem with that is on the offensive end, those guys aren't so good at scoring. So their few scoring options are like Paolo, Jalen Suggs, Franz. Like these guys, besides Suggs is the one exception actually, have all had pretty bad shooting years. And then they have Mo Wagner who just brings the energy. So yeah, like it's going to be an ugly series, especially because when you look at the Cavs side, they have Mitchell, they have Garland, who are two explosive guards, and they very well might be the differentiating factor in the series. But they do have Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen, who also don't space the floor. So it's going to be a rough series. It's going to look like 90s basketball. But I think it's going to be entertaining because down the stretch of games, you're going to see some great defense. Scores are likely going to be close, and it's going to come down to can Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell create better plays than Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner. I think that's what it's going to come down to. And ultimately, call me crazy, but I think the all-star Donovan Mitchell will come through and lead the Cavs over the Magic in 5 games. I know people are expecting like a long-winded series and stuff, but guard play in the playoffs, in particular elite guard play in the playoffs, is a big differentiating factor. And having that shot making from Garland and Mitchell could be the difference. And I think it will be.
I don't disagree with you, Mr. Skate. We seem to be on point with a lot of our predictions, which is good for podcasting, good for debates, agreeing. That's how they do like talk shows now, guy. Do you agree? Oh, politics, do you just agree? Of course. One thing we need to talk about is the amount of pressure that is actually on this Cavaliers team as a small market. Um, Donovan Mitchell, you went all in. You gave away some really susceptible draft capital, a couple players. Obviously, he has had some injury history, but last year was a complete flop. We just got to be honest. Nonetheless, I'm still taking the Cavs. I think I'll take them. We've got to have a sweep one day, but it's not going to be this day. I think I'm going to go Cavs in 5 as well. I think you're going to have a Paolo game. I think this is going to be a series where you really see. I would love to have a Franz Wagner on a playoff team. I think this is going to be that series. He's going to be versatile defensively. He's a 3-level scorer. He's German. He's big, and he has the most terrific layup footwork you've ever seen in your entire life. It's going to be a fun series. well, okay, I kept saying that it's not going to be as fun as all the other series. Also, it's two small markets. We love Cleveland. Is it Joakim Noah that gets booed in Cleveland? But I'd also like Florida. But we're here. We'll see what happens. And yeah, I mean the Magic have no expectations, but hoping for a hard fought series and a Jalen Suggs recreational game winner from the Final Four.
Yeah, exactly. And this is a team that's extremely desperate in the Cavs, and then a team in the Magic that basically have nothing to lose. Like they were supposed to be a play-in team, hypothetically, going into the season, and here they are as the fifth seed in the NBA. So no one would be disappointed if they lose in round one. Whereas the Cavs, Donovan Mitchell's contract only has a year left. So if they lose in the first round, they're gonna have, and he doesn't extend, they're gonna have to think about potentially trading him. So I think they will step up to the plate and beat the Magic in five simply out of the desperation that they're playing with. And they do have guys like Tristan Thompson, who's a good vet to have in the locker room, at least for on the court, like to boost Evan Mobley and Jared Allen's confidence. Jared Allen had that infamous quote last season where he said the lights were too bright. I think the lights are going to be a little bit dimmed down this year since they're not going to have as much attention. They won't be playing in the pressure of New York, and I think that'll make the difference. And then for the Magic, a team that already struggles on offense, playing under playoff pressure, I feel like that will get to them. Defensively, they'll be there, but offensively, I do worry quite a bit. So that is why that is my pick. Did you say how many games you're taking the Cavs in?
I'm going to take them in five as well,
5 games.
which is just enough time to watch the series, we'd hope. Obviously, one of these teams will be playing Boston in the next round. Boston's going to win. I don't even know who they're going to play. They're just going to play Boston. Um, and that's going to be an interesting series. But obviously, you just want the best competitor to go up against Boston and tire them out for the finals, obviously.
Yeah.
Anyhow, I'm not going to too far into the predictions. But yeah, I'm super. I can't wait to see who's the undrafted guy that I love. Porter Jr.,
Craig
not
Ford.
Kevin Porter, Craig Porter Jr., the good Porter Jr. for who played for the Cavaliers. He's been a bucket getter for us. Obviously now that the guard plays back, you might not see him so much, but I think we can get into our X factors. Also, can you
Yes.
explain why Tristan Thompson's not such a good fit off the court?
Off the court, no comment. On the court, he's good. Okay, like he keeps them confident and stuff. I listened to like a short interview with Tristan Thompson. He was talking about how he's gonna get Evan Mobley ready for the moment and all that stuff. So that's why I said that.
He is a
Okay. Off the
champion.
court, I don't know if you want to take too much advice from him on that, but that's a different topic altogether. Um,
X factors.
who is your
Um, I've already said Evan Mobley. The way he's able to defend Paolo, I think it kind of comes down to that. If Paolo can have a game, he's just Paolo Banchero in the regular season, maybe 25 and 5. 25 and 5 is three separate stats, not 25 and 5. Then you can live happy. Um, Obviously, we've been looking for the offensive jump. It hasn't happened yet. He hasn't had his own team to do that, though, compared to some of the other 2021 draft class. Skit.
Yeah, my X factor for the Cavs, it's going to be Evan Mobley. Like I trust at least Donovan Mitchell to step up. And yeah, I think Evan Mobley needs to come out and have a big series. He's going to be the guy who's going to guard Paolo Banchero, the biggest offensive threat on the Magic. So he needs to be able to shut him down. And then on the other end, he needs to be able to finish efficiently, prevent offensive rebounds. That's one thing the Magic are good at, and that's going to be a big challenge for the Cavs. On the Magic end, I will pick probably the same as you, like Paolo Banchero, and I'll include Franz Wagner. Like they really need to step up. Franz has had a down shooting year. He needs to get that back up. So those are my two biggest X factors. Just need the Magic need their young stars to show up. The Cavs need Evan Mobley to assert his two-way dominance. And with that being said, we can wrap
No,
up. Oh,
I have one more thing. How many minutes do you think we'll see Jonathan Isaac in the series?
oh, I think a decent amount. He's like pretty good off the bench. I'll say like 15 minutes per game because he has bad legs.
Okay.
But
How about total for the series so that we can get a prediction in?
yeah, 15 minutes per game. So 15 minutes over 5 games, 15
Okay.
times 5. That's
Okay.
my prediction.
That number. That
Yeah.
number is.
What is that? 75?
Yes, sir. It is.
Very
We
quick
love
math.
maths. We
All
love
right.
maths.
And we love basketball. So enjoy basketball, everyone.